In the rugged expanse of the Glacier Peak wilderness, an adventurous trio sets forth on a dusty odyssey through the heart of the Pacific Northwest's Cascade Range. Reno, Coral, and Trevor, seekers of culinary delights and breathtaking views, are determined to catch a glimpse of the ever-elusive Glacier Peak. Through bumpy, pothole dirt roads, they persevere, forging ahead to their campground, a sanctuary along the Sauk River. Trevor, the culinary wizard among them, ventures into Darrington, seeking the piece de resistance for their wilderness feast. A mouth-watering delight awaits those who camp with foodies, as nature's pantry unfolds before them. With camp set up, the yearning for a glimpse of the hidden Glacier Peak stirs within Reno's heart. Across countless hikes, the peak remained shrouded in clouds, a tantalizing mystery awaiting resolution in the embrace of this uncharted wilderness. The next morning, our intrepid trio readies for their grand adventure. Braving the long and potholed road to the trailhead, they press on undeterred. Only slightly carsick at their destination, a curious ritual unfolds: the weighing of packs. Coral's backpack weighs in at 39 pounds, and cameraman Reno a hefty 41. But Trevor adamantly preferred to remain blissfully unaware of his pack's weight. So, instructing him to look away while he hoisted his pack, it was immediately apparent Trevor must have done something extremely right, or extremely wrong, because his pack weighed in at pounds. And so, with the road behind and the wilderness ahead, their grand adventure begins. Over a 6-mile forest walk along the North Fork of the Sauk River, the tribulations begin, with overgrown bushwhacking through avalanche chutes and stream beds. Determination in their hearts, they navigate nature's obstacles, with the shadows of the mighty mountains guiding their way. Soon, our daring trio faces an epic challenge. The relentless switchbacks, ascending a staggering 3,000-foot gain over but 3.5 miles, equivalent to climbing up and down the Space Needle 5 times, all with heavy packs. Each step a test of endurance and a conquest of will. Deceived by the short mileage, each of them had started the ascent with just over 1 liter of water each. They soon realized their mistake as the heat and elevation take their toll. Drenched in sweat and seeking respite through intermittent shade, nature becomes their adversary. But luck smiles upon them. A stream appears, saving them from dehydration. Lunch break offers momentary rejuvenation. But the trail calls them back to their arduous slog. Nearing the top, the group is met with a dangerous section of snow-covered trail, requiring that they break out their ice axes and crampons. Finally, at the summit of the switchbacks, they cross paths with an alarmed fellow backpacker. Quickly retreating back down the mountain, they had just climbed. As the bearer of troubling news, he warns them of a wildfire in the area. For those living in the Pacific Northwest, relentless wildfires of years past have traumatized their spirit. Haunting recollections of skies poisoned by smoke endure. Prepared for the worst, Reno had packed an N95 face mask, a testament to the unpredictability of nature's fires. Determined to see the situation for themselves, they make their way to White Pass. But the fate of their journey hangs in the balance, a decision soon to be made. Amidst it all, a curious sight. Flocks of numerous periwinkle blue butterflies fluttering around small stream crossings along the ridge. Arriving at the pass, their eyes are drawn to a plume of white smoke some distance away. Reading the sign placed by the Forest Service, they discover that the Airplane Lake fire has not led to any trail closures, and the situation remains under close surveillance. Both amused and vexed, the group finds themselves laughing at the Forest Service's omission of a date on the sign. After careful assessment, they decide to proceed with caution, for now. With no forecasted winds and seemingly mellow fire, they find solace in the plan to re-evaluate the situation first thing tomorrow, after some well-deserved rest. Nonetheless, an unsettling feeling weighs heavily upon them, for they are keenly aware that a forest ablaze lies a mere 6 miles away, and that nature's temperance can change in the blink of an eye. The descent from the pass to the campsite is short but steep, and as they set up camp, they encounter a familiar but formidable foe: the bugs. Mosquitoes and biting flies, a persistent troop of wilderness companions. But even bugs cannot dampen their spirits, not when African amber ales await them, a well-earned reward for their efforts. As dusk descends upon the ridge, Reno embarks on a brief ascent, determined to experience the magic of the fading day. Despite the initial reluctance to embark on the climb out of camp, his efforts were rewarded with delightful encounters of grouse wandering about the trails. As a new day dawns, nature calls, and the designated camp shithole offers views of Sloan Peak and its neighboring summits. After breakfast, the group sets out to check on the wildfire, spotting 2 fighter jets along the way. With the fire contained to the same area, they choose to hike the Foam Creek Trail towards Glacier Peak to summit Marmot Knob. Free from their burdensome backpacks, lightweight day packs are their companions as they embark on the trail. Amidst the rocky terrain, a treasure awaits: weathered crystals of garnet in the outcrops. The geologic unit, known as the Chiwaukum Schist, formed when ancient sandstones and mudstones of the nascent terrain were accreted onto the western flank of the North American plate. The heat and pressure of metamorphosis transformed those sedimentary rocks into the schist during the late Cretaceous period. Coincidentally, the earliest known fossils of mosquitoes first appeared around the same time in the geologic record. And some 100 million years later, here they are, an enduring pestilence to greater life forms. Cresting the ridge, the rugged rocky outcroppings give way to steeply sloping meadows. And there, Marmot Knob stands in all its glory. Living up to its name, the precipitous slopes allure them upwards to the awe-inspiring vistas from its summit. Lunchtime at nearly 6,800 feet above sea level offered the perfect opportunity to play the peak naming game. Prominent peaks, including several of the mighty Cascade volcanoes, Glacier Peak, Rainier, and Mount Baker, all lay within their view. Traversing grassy ridgelines, the trails offer stunning panoramas around every corner, but at the cost of enduring the unrelenting afternoon heat and sun. After a quick nap back at camp, it was time to savor evening on the ridge. Dinner is served amidst beautiful views, and they bask in the anticipation of a glorious sunset. But little do they know that fate has a twist in store, and their evening on the ridge will take an unexpected turn.
No. Whoa! It almost blew us up.
That's not how that works.
As the evening unfolds on the ridge, they are approached by a humble thru-hiker, section hiking Washington's Pacific Crest Trail. She explains her predicament. Her battery bank has died, and her phone's charge hovers at a mere 30%. Adding to her woes, she's separated from her hiking partner, and her phone serves as her sole navigator. Ever generous, the Souls, our backpacking trio, comes to her rescue, offering their own battery bank to charge her phone and light her way through the wilderness. Ah, the tribulations of modern technology in the wilderness. While they were happy to help, they couldn't help but muse on the importance of old-fashioned paper maps in the digital age of navigation. Lesson learned, for in the wilderness, one must always be prepared for the unexpected. In their midst, a sociable marmot graces their dinner spot and gathering.
This guy looks like Satori.
He said, oops.
As the day bids farewell, the grand spectacle of sunset paints the sky with a golden light. Oh, the magic of nature's palette, a masterpiece of colors unfolding before their eyes, turning the peaks around them into a mesmerizing pink glow. The next day's adventure begins with a southbound walk along the illustrious Pacific Crest Trail. Gazing from the clearings of avalanche chutes on Indian Head Peak, they marvel at the vast river valley they traversed. The distance and elevation they conquered to reach this point becomes apparent at this juncture. Mingled with a hint of apprehension about the return journey, the challenge of retracing one's steps becomes a true test of stamina and determination. But a delightful lunch break awaits them at Reflection Pond, offering a moment of contemplation and rest. With nap time scheduled back at camp, they discover that the bugs are more than happy to receive their generous blood donations. The price one pays for exploring such exceptional destinations. Another dinner reservation with a breathtaking view unfolds, both a backpacker's culinary delight and a feast for the eyes. A true symphony of flavors and landscapes. As backpackers, they know the importance of a high caloric intake. But among traditional backpacking beliefs is a prevailing myth, which suggests that the substantial caloric intake is solely geared towards fueling the arduous hikes. However, the latest scientific research reveals a different truth. Up to 83% of calories burned go towards battling the relentless bugs. The final day dawns, and with it comes the inevitable 10-mile return back to the trailhead. But before they begin their descent, they must conquer the steep ascent out of the camp one last time. Amazed by their swift triumph over the switchbacks, the trio found relief in conquering this portion before the heat of the day took hold. But with 6 miles to go, the day was far from over. Their path now cleared, the once overgrown patches of trail have been tamed by the hands of trail crews. A salute to the unsung heroes who clear the way for adventurers like them. And so they trudge on, tired and sore, but determined to reach their journey's end. The road home may be weary, but the memories of this wilderness escapade will be etched in their hearts forever. Finally, they arrive back at the trailhead, their journey's conclusion, and the familiar sight of their waiting car. The end of one journey marks the beginning of another. Leaving behind their footprints, they bring home with them the bounty of memories that is their tale. With each step, they carried not only the weight of their packs, but also the spirit of exploration and camaraderie. As the echoes of their odyssey fade into the distance, the allure of the unknown remains their constant companion. And though they bid farewell to this chapter, their hearts whisper of future trails yet to be blazed, and the promise of a new adventure somewhere out on the horizon.